Hello everyone. Today's subscriber question comes from Little JJ77, and Little is would like to get into sport bikes. He'd like to get into a 600 someday, but it sounds like by his question he really wants to get into a Ninja 250 first, or possibly the Ninja 500. So it sounds like he's going a good smart way, starting off on little bike first, learning about it. But his question was, he keeps hearing everybody saying, oh, you're going to outgrow the Ninja 250. And so he was asking my opinion on that. And I got to say, I really freaking hate it when people say that. And I've noticed there's two groups or two types of people that tell you, oh, you're going to outgrow the Ninja 250 really fast. It's not worth it. The first group are salesmen at the dealership. You know, they don't want to sell you something that's a minimum commission. They want to sell you something and get a bigger commission. So that's why they're trying to, seems like, always talk you out of a Ninja 250. So if you're going to be buying a new one, just keep searching around, get different salespeople till you find one that isn't trying to talk you out of it. It seems like the second group of people that say that are people on sport bikes who didn't start off with it. They're just like, oh, I started off on a 600 and I didn't crash, so, you know, if I could do it, anybody could do it. And they seem to have that philosophy, and they just look down on the Ninja 250s. So it seems like, from my point of view, that's the only two groups of people that say that. Oh, why are we going so slow? Man, if the cops didn't patrol this street, I'd just launch it and go around these fuckers. But anyhow, so I really hate it when people say that. But there is quite a bit of truth to it. I mean, it is a beginner bike. I mean, it's, you know, for a sport bike, it looks like a sport bike, especially the newer style. And so you expect it to have this great hot performance, you know, something a little less than a 600, but it really doesn't have the performance, and that's what makes it such a great beginner bike. But you really, I think my point of view, or my opinion, is you need to kind of look at it like a beginner bicycle. Like when you're a little kid learning to ride, what'd you start off with? You know, freaking tricycle, then you got onto a bicycle with some training wheels, then after time you eventually learned how to ride without that and got up to, you know, the big boy bikes. So it is a good entry-level bike. It's a fun commuter bike. It's very fun. It's very maneuverable. Like I've said before, if I start getting a collection or more bikes, I'll probably get another one just because I like it. I personally don't think it's that comfortable on the freeway for long drives because they're sitting more in an upright position, and the body style of that bike is more of a sport bike, so you really have to kind of lie down on the tank, and it's on the freeway if you want to go fast speeds and cut down on wind resistance. So I kind of gave it a thumbs down in that area. If you're going to do a lot of freeway driving for long distance, it's not that fun for that. But anyhow, trying to stick with the subject here. Yeah, like I said, I just hate it when because it always seems like the salespeople are always saying that, oh, you're just going to outgrow it. Don't bother buying it because you're going to get, you know, payments upside down on it, and then after a couple months you want to get something else. You know, it's just, it's all on preference. I mean, there's people out there that have had them for a couple years now, if not even more. People that have them, that love them, that keep them. There's another YouTuber out there, Star Hobo 14, and if you go back and watch all of his videos, you know, I think he originally started off on scooters. Then he had a Yamaha R6. And then he bought a Ninja 250, the new style. And he just decided, for what he did around town, you know, running to college classes and so on, that he just decided the Ninja 250 was a better practical bike to own, better driving for around what he was doing, and I guess maybe, you know, cost and insurance probably had something to do with it. But, you know, he sold his R6 and he's still cruising around on his Ninja 250. He loves it. So check out his channel. I mean, he's got a lot of good videos on the subject, and probably would have helped if I downshift before that corner. Whoops. So yeah, check his out. Check out all of his videos, and it's he's got a very interesting point of view on that. But yeah, like I said, I hate that term, you're gonna outgrow it, but there is some truth to it. I have to agree with that. It is a beginner bike. It looks like a sport bike. It looks like it should be more powerful. You know, it's just too bad Kawasaki didn't put that body style on in the 500 engine instead of discontinuing the 500. If they had made the 500 into that body style like they did with the old 250, I think that would be another huge hit on their hands. I probably would have bought that, and I probably would not have gotten into the R6, because it probably would have met all my needs. Probably a little cheaper to get or whatever. But so anyhow, yeah, it's okay. Try not to repeat myself here, but yeah, you will outgrow it at time, but you know, no one's going to predict how fast you're going to outgrow it. Like for me personally, it was almost a year. I would have liked to have kept it. I'm sure I might have driven it a little bit more. Probably not quite as much since I have this one, because this one's just so much more fun. But I'm glad I didn't start off on this. But you just kind of have to know what the Ninja 250 is. It really is a beginning bike. And if you want to get into something more powerful in the sport bikes, then yeah, it's going to be a learning tool. That's why everybody suggests, you know, buy a used one. Don't worry about dropping it in the parking lot. You know, it's going to happen. Buy used and expect to sell it within maybe a year or two, or just however you feel. Because your opinion when you buy it is going to be different from the opinion the time if and when you want to get out of it. Oh, look at this cab tailgating me. Get the fuck off, bastard. Okay. So anyhow, when I bought my Ninja 250, I bought a new one. Two reasons. One, it was cheaper to buy a new one than it was the used ones for sale. And two, I thought I was going to keep it. Well, 11 months later, I decided to go ahead and trade her in for this. Even though I was planning on keeping both of them, I just decided to go ahead and trade in one for the other. So your opinions will change over time, I'm sure, and just kind of know what it is when you're getting into, and that's about all I can think about on that without repeating myself. So, all right, later.
Kelly, wanna go for a car ride? Wanna go for a car ride? Go for a car ride. Let's go for a car ride. Go. Go. I see your tail wagging. Whoa! Whoa! What's barking at? Go for a car ride. Go. Ready to go.